Good evening, good evening. We got a decent amount of views in a 1 week span for once, so let's just cover it here. So the first thing, the main thing they're doing is they're starting to market these reunion kits. These were announced on that video roadmap they did earlier in the year and spoiled by Asmodee much earlier than that. So they've shown off that there are going to be two forms of this. One is the sort of fat pack version that comes with some dice, some like speed and damage dice. It comes with some sleeves. They did a post showing off those sleeves, talking about the partnership with Dragon Shield, and some number of booster packs and some promos, right? A League and Village booster packs, and then a bunch of unknown promos and one guaranteed promo that appears to be a new mechanically unique card. And then there's a smaller version of the kit that doesn't have the sleeves, doesn't have the dice or any of those extras, and just comes with some packs and promos. They have not clarified whether these promos are alternate arts or mechanically uniques or not. We have seen sell sheets from Asmodee that show 10 mechanically unique cards. We have seen all of the Series 4 stuff by now, and these are not alternate arts of any of those things. But technically, on the box, they call them exclusive art cards, and there's some marketing materials that claim that they're alternate arts, so, maybe these are alternate arts of future cards, maybe, or perhaps all the cards that we've seen were set aside and replaced by some alt arts of some kind. We're not really sure until Jessica starts talking about them, and they'll probably start doing that tomorrow on the Webcam Weekly, tomorrow as of recording on the Webcam Weekly stream. They've teased that there's going to be some news related to the reunion kits, and I'm guessing it's going to be more information than what we currently have, right? Maybe they'll just show off the dice or something, but I would presume they're going to preview a card or two or something like that to try to start getting people excited about these things, because it's kind of a weird pseudo DLC but not really DLC style release, just some like product that they're trying to get people to buy. Yes, the big box that they're selling these dice and stuff, but then enough of these small supplemental boxes to make it worth all their effort to print these. So we'll see what that's about soon. Some enterprising people have done some zooming in and some reading of blurry text, and in some of the corners, not super public, but in some corners of the Discord landscape, you can find some guesstimated text for some of these cards. Anyway, besides the reunion kits, they also announced just today that they are going to be doing the next monthly Monday Mayhem webcam tournament for April, because they did the March one early March. They're doing April 1 on April 10th. It's going to be run by Unfun Stuff again. They have predictably updated the tiebreaker rules to be health lost instead of health remaining, which makes sense. And the last one's gimmick was you had to play a League of Villains character. This one's gimmick is you must use 4 cards from the DLC, 4 total physical cards that came from the DLC. Notably, this DLC releases on April 7th, so you have 3 days. If you're planning to order these online, it's going to be a little dodgy on whether you can play in this event or not, because if you have to register for DLC cards, so if you haven't been able to get the DLC by that Monday, then you literally cannot play in the event. So it'll be interesting to see what the signups are like. They probably won't fill up as fast because some number of people simply won't know if they're going to have the cards on time. They're going to have to go talk to their stores. If they have a local store that's going to stock them, say like, hey, you have these in stock. Do you know when they're going to show up? So it might be the sort of thing where we don't see people register for this event until the weekend before. But it is going to be the same deal, capped at 64 players. The top 8 will get $125. Everyone's going to get a couple plus ultra packs, a couple of booster packs for entering, and there's a little gimmick. So if you're not sure which DLC card to play, I recommend the one above. The one with Kirishima on it, ironically, is one of the best overall cards in the kit. Just flips to shut off a partial block, which can save you from Breaker, it can save you from Showdown Antics, just depending on what zones your attacks are. Save you from Faith Shield, for that matter. So pretty useful card if you're playing mostly off-zone attacks on those symbols. Probably expect to see it a lot. Probably most broadly impactful card from this DLC. But anyway, besides that, I believe all of the Season 1 regional signups are live. So this is Pasadena, this is Kansas City, obviously the webcam one, and Kissimmee Orlando in Australia, and the one in Europe. All the signups for all those are live. You can find them on the Play MHA site. And they put up completely unrelated, they put up an article just sort of doing a design spotlight on Muscular. Just kind of, hey, here's some of the iterations that he went through, here's some of the things we were thinking about, what we did with some of his cards. Kind of an interesting read. Jeremy Ray wrote it. He's, one of the members of the design team that's been doing design in this game for a very, very long time. Mostly like on the side as a contractor, now he's a formal Jesco employee. So that's a good read, check that out. We'll link that in the description. And lastly, a little kind of late for some people, but we finally know what the Provisional Store Championship pricing structure is. They never really announced it until like the day before these started firing off. So what it is the entry is, first of all, 4 plus Ultra Packs, which is pretty good, and you'll get 1 of each of the 3 promos. And then if you want to get more promos than that, you have to make top 4. You get 1 random promo for making top 4, 2 random for making the finals, and 1 more of each if you win. So the idea is you have to enter multiple of these things if you want to collect the foil versions of the cards. Otherwise, you get them on redemption later. Reminder, these cards are not legal until May 1st. There is that delay on them. It used to be a longer delay. It is now a shorter delay. They will also be up for redemption around the same time. That's also when the Plus Ultra cards will go up on redemption. Now, also in the pricing structure, if the event gets to 17 players, they'll add a second invite. If it gets to 33 plus, they'll add 2 more. And any promos the store has left over from their kits, kind of up to their discretion to hand out. They're not going to make stores send back partial kits or anything, but they do want stores to take pictures and stuff to verify that, like, yes, we held this event. Yes, we had, roughly as many players as we said we did. Especially in case a store ends up needing 2 kits to feed their event. If a store says, oh, we got 18 players, we needed to use 2 kits, just wants to make sure you actually had 18 players, so that Big Jess was going to have to send a replacement kit out for that. And also added, kind of surprisingly, you can run these as sealed events if you want and go get extra credit cards for them. I don't know how many places are going to do that. A lot of them are probably going to ban Muscular if they do, but that is an option. Depending on the competition level of your store, you might want to run it as a sealed event for one of the, if you have up to 3 assigned to you, maybe one's a sealed as a change of pace, depending on the feelings of your players. And that wraps it up for the news that we have going on right now. Make sure, well, you don't have to watch the Webcamp Weekly stream tomorrow, but keep an eye out to see if there were any previews announced at that time. A completely unrelated channel note, at some point in the coming couple of days, you're probably going to see a box opening from me for a different card game. This little Kickstarter game that's coming out soon called Grand Archive. I'm mostly doing it because there's a box opening video contest. they're gonna raffle off some really cool deck boxes and stuff. I don't necessarily plan on doing a bunch of videos for it on this channel, as it were. Probably see people do stuff like this all the time. I just wanted to put the note out there. I do like the game, right? I plan on playing it a bit, but this isn't about to become a non-Universes channel anytime soon, unless I'm like randomly super successful in this other game, despite kind of just playing it as a secondary thing, right? But with that, we'll wrap it up here. And yeah, have a good night.